Hello and welcome, as it is the 13th day of February 2018, and in this video I'm going to go over my Olympic picks and my early analysis on tonight's NBA and NHL card. With the Olympics and other not so common events, that can give you edges at times if you're able to find them. Now, when I'm looking at hockey picks, I have not seen a single player. These are not the professionals that are in the National Hockey League. However, I have seen how nations perform against nations over time, and it's relatively consistent. The top 6 nations, the 4 teams in USA, Sweden, Czech Republic, and Canada shown, as well as Finland and the Russian nation, basically beats everybody else. The elite of the everybody else is Switzerland, Norway, Germany. The first game, 3-star selection, USA laying 3.5 goals, but the plus 143. I'm looking for the good price odds. I like to do that. United States, to win by 4 goals or more, yeah, I gotta think it's better than 50-50 or close to that. Slovenia is a really, really bad team. I mean, 4 goals is a lot, but it's not excruciatingly high when you consider all the 8-1 and 12-2 kind of games that I've seen. Sweden laying 2.5 goals plus 112 against Norway. Norway's a relatively decent team, but it's only 3 and it's only plus 112, so it's only a 1-star pick. Czech Republic laying 4.5 goals. 5-star selection for me, plus 147 over Korea. I wish I could bet more on it. I can't because the maximum wager would represent about a 2-star pick for me. So basically I got max wagers on USA, Czech Republic, and Canada. But what I've seen throughout the years is, especially within the Russians and the Czech Republics, is that these teams can often destroy the really, really bad scrub teams badly, let alone the ones like Germany and Switzerland and all those other ones. I would be very surprised if the Czech Republic wins this game by less than 6 goals. I'm laying 4.5 and plus 147. I love that price. Canada laying 2.5 goals to win by 3 or more, getting almost 2-to-1 odds on this one over the Swiss. The Swiss are a tough team that have given Canada some close games in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Canada wins by 2, even 1. But I would be very surprised if Switzerland wins. And I wouldn't be all that surprised if Canada wins by 3, 4, 5, or even 6 goals as well. As there's going to be a lot of young talent trying to make names for themselves on a global stage as the NHLers are gone. Now let's switch over to the National Hockey League for tonight. I am on covers.com. Great site for statistical information. What I'm looking at for tonight, first of all, the Tampa Bay Lightning are in Buffalo taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Tampa Bay is coming off a loss last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, a game which Toronto just dominated early on, taking a 3-0 lead. Tampa Bay got within 1 at the end of the second period to make it 3-1, and then they got 2 very quick goals at the start of the third to tie it at 3, but Toronto got the 4th goal to win by that score of 4-3. Islanders, I generally always love to go over the total. These guys score goals like no other. Columbus is an under team, so small lean to the over 6 in Columbus and Islanders. I have not made a single NHL NBA bet at the time of this video, but there'll be some I'm almost sure to definitely make. Other games on this card of note: the Winnipeg Jets, I think I'm going to be laying a goal on against the Washington Capitals. This is a team in Winnipeg that is just dominating this year, especially at home. Washington Capitals, not so much on the road. But I like the Winnipeg Jets tonight in this spot. Something I'll be most certainly looking to put a wager on. San Jose Sharks are playing some very good hockey right now. The price at minus 220 I don't like. Generally speaking, do I lay the goal at a half? Arizona is terrible on the road. But San Jose is playing some very good hockey with a nice comeback win against the Anaheim Ducks recently. I don't get to see as much of the West Coast teams, although I have access to every game because they play at later times. Sunday is nicer because the times are earlier. Let's go on to the NBA. The Toronto Raptors at home taking on the Miami Heat. If they lower this price down to 7.5, play the Raptors at home. The way I look at it is if they're not playing an elite team like Golden State or Houston or Boston or Cleveland, if they're not playing any of those types of teams, and Miami's not, if they're playing a team average or poor, they should take them out at home. Now, the spread at 7.5, relatively high. It was easy for me to play the Raptors on Sunday. When I only had to lay 4 against an average team, yeah, hello, I'm playing them. Small opinion for me on the Raptors. Also, when you look at the home road records, what's up with Miami being 15-14 on the road and having a record very close to that at 15-12 at home? Usually there's a larger disparity within the home road records. Miami plays much better on the road than they should and worse at home, but the Raptors are probably the best home team in the National Basketball Association. Other games that I'm looking at, the Cleveland Cavaliers are in OKC. I've already seen an early line on it with Cleveland as like a 1-point favorite. It says that it's off here. I don't know if Russell Westbrook is injured or not, but here's the deal. Cleveland is 13-15 on the road. They were 12-15 before they beat Boston, and I backed the Cleveland Cavs in that game. Of course, that was a system selection pick from another sports handicapper. And with the information, just knowing that, Cleveland came out, played a big game on a weekend showcase. Now they got an interconference, lower end top team. Maybe they might not bring their greatest of efforts. And even if they do, if OKC does, and I'm probably going to be backing the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, is what I'm saying. Now let's look more at some of these bottom games between Sacramento, Dallas, and San Antonio, Denver. When you see a situation of a team that's 11-18 at home, playing against a team that's 9-21 on the road, and you have to lay 6.5 points, forget it. When you see a situation when you have a home team that's 22-7 against a road team that's 13-7 and you're laying 5.5 points, okay, well, let's sweeten the pot some more. San Antonio played in Utah last night, a game in which they were leading throughout most of it, especially through the second and third quarters, but they lost by a point. Oh, man, that's... Sorry about your luck, San Antonio. Is Popovich going to rest some key guys? You know, I'm probably going to be on the Denver Nuggets in tonight's game. I got more work to do. I got other people that I listen to and I want to get their information. I got that to do. I got some more statistical information to go through. But if everything's right, it's going to be very rare that I do not bet on the Denver Nuggets tonight, as well as the OKC Thunder. And as a hometown boy, the Toronto Raptors, oh, if this goes down to 6.5, it'd be nice. Now, if you have a chance to watch this game, the Raptors are an exciting team. They are very good at the three-point shot. And that backup team is very aggressive. They come out and they play hard. Probably the best second unit I've ever seen in the history of the NBA. But I haven't watched too many teams before, so that's not a big sample size. But it's a fast, aggressive team. Thank you for tuning in to the analysis for today, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.